Welcome to this lesson, coding data in SPSS. Coding data in SPSS is very important because you'll be able to input your data and analyze data in SPSS. So coding is very, very important. A well-coded questionnaire in SPSS will yield you better results in the analysis. Now, where do we begin? You need to have SPSS installed. Once it is installed, then once you run the application, you'll actually arrive at this feature where we are, where you see rows and columns. It looks like SPSS. It looks like an Excel sheet. Okay? So in there are two components that are very important: data view and variable view. In the variable view, that's where we code our questionnaire. And in the data view, that's where we input our data. Now, for this particular lesson, we'll focus on the variable view and the features. And we'll code two variables, age and region. These variables can relate to teenage pregnancies. So we may even say, does age have any relationship with teenage pregnancy? Has religion have any influence on rise of teenage pregnancy? So now let's look at the first component there, name. So you have to name the variable. So for example, on age, so you give this variable age, and the name is a unique feature. So it doesn't require any special characters. It actually and cannot be repeated. And then type of variable. So in type of variable, you ask yourself, what will be the response like? Will the response be a number? If it's a number, then it will be numeric variable. If it will be a text, then we'll call it a string variable. So in this case, when we ask what's your age, the response would be a number. Then we go to the other feature there, the label. So the label, this is where you type your question. So like we would say, what is your age? And this is what will display when you have run an analysis. So this needs to be written correctly. Then on values, the values will relate to categorical variables. If this variable has categories, then we would put values. But in this case, we want just to ask the age. And this they can give values running from 0 to infinity. So we cannot put values inside. Then we go to the final element that we look at there is the measure. How will this variable be measured? You remember the characteristics of variables? We looked at ordinal variables, scalar variables, and also we looked at nominal variables. So a nominal variable would have, will not be able to count, we'll just count it, but we cannot sum it up, we cannot add. Then the ordinal variables, so it has an order. In this case, we can call this variable scale or ordinal, meaning that the age can be in an order. It can also be a scale variable because it can run from 0 to actually infinity. Then let's look at the second variable, which is religion. So remember, religion, and in that name, it has to be unique. If you put with characters, special characters, it will not pick. It will actually say there is an illegal character. Then on type, we still ask what will be the response. Will it be a number or will be a text? So in this case, when we ask what's your religion, the response will be actually a text. So we called it as type of data string. Then we go to label. So in the label, this is very important. So we are asking what is your religion. And in this, we also look at the values. So religion, when we say what's your religion, that's what is going to appear on a pie chart, in your analysis. So it has to be written accurately. Then we go to values. So in the values, we actually look at categories. Will this religion have categories? And yes, they will have categories. So category number 1 would say it will be Muslim. Then we add, then category number 2 will be, let's say, Christian. You are a Christian. Okay, then category number 3, you'll be, Hindu, and so on and so forth. So we add, and so which means in the values we have actually put, there values that relate that variable, because these are categories, and this is a categorical variable, unlike age, which didn't have categories. Then the measure, in the measure, we are saying this is nominal variable, because nominal variables actually, so you just count them, but you cannot arrange them in any particular order. So this is how to code a questionnaire in the variable view. And once we have coded, then if we go to the data view, we see how the variables have been arranged. So you have age and religion, and you have numbers 1 up to 15, and going further, these will be now the responses, which we'll see in the next lesson. So what have we done so far? What we have done in this lesson, we have been able to code variables in SPSS. We have looked at age, we have looked at religion, and age was coded as a numeric variable because it was in form of numbers. And religion was coded as a string variable. And in terms of measure, this variable was a nominal, whereas age was a scale variable.